I think I'm in some kind of creativity rut recently. I have been observing myself, my behaviors, my thoughts, and here are a list of symptoms. Maybe you can relate. Number one, I just cannot sit still. I feel like I'm fidgeting, need to move around a lot. That means that I cannot sit down and do some deep work because I just felt restless. It's not like I can't sleep, my sleep is okay, but I just feel like I can't be in that space and I'm not ready physically and mentally to get into deep work. And even if I try to sit down and start working, I felt this huge discomfort in me. I basically just want to run away. This discomfort is like, I know the deadline is coming, I know I should sit down and do something, but then I just can't. And also felt very exhausted, especially at the end of the day. I mentioned in another recent video, after I started working, taking on more jobs, I just feel so tired all the time, physically and mentally. And in times like this, what behavior can make things worse? I tell you, doom scrolling. I notice I have been checking out different social media sites more often than previously. And I have been through this kind of, especially Instagram sabbatical for over a year. Here's the video I explain why I did that. But I noticed that I've been pressing the ignore time limit for today button on my iPhone for so many times. And I know it's very dumb, like you're supposed to chill and relax and unplug, like let the brain really rest and stop taking on so much shit. But then you just start doing things that are not the best for yourself, right? You start doom scrolling, getting all this cheap dopamine for your brain. And that's how I felt more restless and exhausted and felt like I need to go do something, like more fidgeting. I think it's just a behavior saying that I want to escape from work maybe, or from this kind of cycle because I've been working too much, but it's not the best solution. And then after I realized I have been scrolling more often than before, I thought I had an attention problem. I thought that was why I couldn't sit down, because of social media, because of work, because I want to chill. And when I stepped back this week to really look at what I've been doing, it really hit me that now my work is 95% creative. At my therapy work, I need to improvise a lot and change the plan, especially with the kids' clients, and also for YouTube and my weekly newsletter. It's all creative work. So I actually should rest more and chill and go back to the nature and talk to more friends to get more inspiration instead of trying to sit at the work desk to churn out content, right? Because now I'm not an office worker. I don't really sit down at the work desk to be productive. The best ideas or inspiration usually comes when you're relaxed, right? Especially when you're taking a shower or swimming, whatever. When you're relaxed, then your brain is like more open to new ideas and then you can capture them later on and then broadcast to the audience. So I realized I had this problem. I tried to force myself to sit down and work, and that really doesn't make sense. And ironically, it all goes back to something that I created around a year ago. You need to figure out your T score. Your time, your energy, and your attention. They are the three resources that you cannot get back. Like, I know for energy, you can recharge, you can sleep, whatever, but you need time for that, right? And you only have that much time. And attention, definitely, is something that we all lack these days, and it's all being stolen, being taken away from us. So I think being able to look at how you spend all these limited resources is really important. That's why the first step I say to tackle this problem, if you're encountering similar situation, is to diagnose your problem. Are you having a time deficit, energy deficit, or attention deficit? By the way, you can check out my website here, link in the description box below, to take a free quiz on how you're actually spending your time, your energy, and your attention, and what you can do in the next step to help improve your well-being and your productivity so that you won't constantly feel overwhelmed or exhausted. I should actually take the quiz again as well because my situation has changed so much. Anyway, the first step to this creativity rut or always feeling exhausted or overwhelmed is just to diagnose what actually is not working. It's just a resource allocation problem, you know. Just if you kind of balance your time, your energy, and your attention, you might be actually leading a more fulfilled life. So after you identified what kind of resource you're lacking, it's also important to identify the work type that you have. Like I mentioned, I realized 95% of my task is highly creative, and the remaining 5% would go to like report writing, note writing, or doing the admin tasks, scheduling clients, or doing the invoices. But most of the core work is about creativity. And I found out that I'm mostly creative and the brain is like more engaged in these tasks early in the morning. That's why I should schedule the tasks during that period instead of late at night. It won't work, right? How can I sit down right after like a long day of work? Yeah, but for some other analytical task, maybe you have a different time slot that works better for you. You need to observe your behavior, your schedule, and figure out what task will suit the best time period for your energy. And number 3 is to apply the 80-20 rule in the work that you do. We are talking about efficacy. You want to do the right thing at the right time. Utilize the resources for the best work that you do. Work smarter, all that kind of thing. Like if I notice I always get ideas when I talk to a certain friend or when I have a walk, then I should do more of that, right? And then when I come back, I will feel more refreshed or more recharged, and then more ideas can go to my work. And the last tip is don't forget to ask yourself, what is this all for? The last thing you want to do is to force yourself to sit down at the desk and try to write something, right? It might work for some people really just need that time to focus to dump content out. But for a lot of other people, me included, I actually need to gather different ideas and to stimulate my brain more so that later on I can just sit down and arrange my thoughts so that I can create better content for audience. Yeah, don't work for the sake of working. Don't think like sitting at the desk is the best way to go when it comes to productivity. We are not a machine, and most work types don't really work like that these days. Figure out your work style, figure out your energy level throughout the day, and figure out the most important tasks that you need to focus your limited resources onto. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Go take the free quiz again if you are always feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. It doesn't have to be like that. There is a way to fix it. Just try different things. I hope my life experience and the solutions mentioned in the quiz would help you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.